Well, you are. And in a different way from anyone else. And all the nicer because of the difference. Well, I wish you were my sister. I'd teach you to have confidence in yourself. You see, being different is nothing to be ashamed of. Because other people, they're not such wonderful people. They're 100 times 1,000. You're 1 times 1. They walk all over the earth. You just stay here. They're common as weeds, but you, well, you're blue roses.
Blue is wrong for roses.
Well, it's right for you, because you're pretty.
In what respect am I pretty?
In all respects. Your eyes, your hair, your hands. Pretty. You think I'm saying this because I'm invited to dinner and have to be nice. I could do that. Oh, I could say lots of things without being sincere, but I'm talking to you sincerely. I happen to notice that you had this inferiority complex that keeps you from feeling comfortable with people. Well, somebody ought to build your confidence up. Way up. Somebody ought to make you proud instead of shy and turning away and blushing. Somebody ought to kiss you, Laura. I shouldn't have done that. Oh, my God. Oh, that was way off the beam. Did you care for a cigarette? Oh, you don't smoke, do you? Mint? Peppermint? Lifesaver? My pocket's a regular drugstore. Laura, you know, if I had a sister like you, I'd do the same thing as Tom. I'd bring fellas home to meet you. And maybe I'm wrong in saying that. That may not have been the idea and have me over, but what if it was? Well, what's wrong with that? The only trouble is that in my case, I can't do the right thing. I can't ask for your number and say I'll phone. I can't call up next weekend and ask for a date. I thought I'd explain the situation in case you misunderstood and I hurt your feelings.
You won't call again?
No, I can't. You see, I got strings on me, Laura. I've been going steady. I go out all the time with a girl named Betty. And she's a nice, quiet home girl like you, and Catholic and Irish, and in a great many ways, we get along fine. We met on a moonlight boat trip up the river to Alton on the Majestic, and right away from the start was love. You know, being in love has made a new man of me. Power of love is pretty tremendous. Love is something that just changes the whole world. Oh, boy. Well, anyway, it happened that Betty's aunt took sick, and she got a wire and had to go to Centralia. So naturally, when Tom asked me to dinner, naturally I accepted the invitation, not knowing... I mean... not knowing. I wish you'd say something. What are you doing that for? You mean you want me to have him? What for?
Souvenir.
Lemonade, lemonade, made in the shade and stirred with a spade, and then it's good enough for any old maid. Do you know that song, Mr. O'Connor?
No, ma'am, I never heard it.
Why are you so serious, honey?
Well, we were having a serious conversation.
I don't understand modern young people. When I was a girl, I was gay all the time.
You haven't changed a bit, Miss Wingfield.
Maybe it's the gaiety of the occasion that has rejuvenated me. Well, here's to the gaiety of the occasion. Oh, I baptized myself. I found some cherries in the kitchen. I'll put one in each glass.
You shouldn't have gone to all that trouble, ma'am.
There's no trouble at all. Didn't you hear us cutting up out in the kitchen? I was so outdone with Tom for not bringing you over sooner. But now that you've found your way, I want you to come all the time. Not just once in a while, but all the time. Oh, I think I'll go back in that kitchen.
Oh, no, ma'am, please don't go, ma'am. As a matter of fact, I've got to be going.
Oh, Mr. O'Connor, it's only the shank of the evening.
You know how it is.
You mean you're a young working man? You have to keep working men's hours.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, we'll let you off early this time, but only on condition that you stay later next time, much later. What's best night for you, Saturday?
Well, as a matter of fact, I have a couple of time clocks to punch, Miss Wingfield. One in the morning and another one at night.
Oh, isn't that nice? You're so ambitious. You work at night, too.
Well, not work, ma'am, but, Betty.
Betty? Who's Betty?
Oh, just a girl I go steady with.
You mean it's serious?
We're going to be married second Sunday in June.
Tom didn't say anything at all about you going to be married.
Well, the cat's not out of the bag at the warehouse yet. You know how they are. They call you Romeo and stuff like that. Well, Miss Wingfield, it's been a wonderful evening. I guess this is what they mean by Southern hospitality.
It was nothing at all.
I hope it don't seem like I'm rushing off, but I promised Betty I'd pick her up at the Wabash Depot, and by the time I get my jalopy down there, her train will be in. Some women are pretty upset if you keep waiting.
I know all about the tyranny of women. Well, goodbye, Mr. O'Connor. I wish you happiness and good fortune. You wish him that, too, don't you, Laura?
Yes, I do, Mother.
Goodbye, Laura. I'll always treasure the souvenir. And don't forget the good advice I gave you. So long, Shakespeare. Thanks again, ladies. Good night.
Well. Things have a way of turning out so badly. I don't believe that I would play that Victrola. Well. Our gentleman caller was engaged to be married. Tom?
Yes, Mother?
Come out here. I want to tell you something very funny.
Has our gentleman caller gotten away already?
Our gentleman caller made a very early departure. That was a nice joke you played on us, too.
How do you mean?
You didn't mention that he was engaged to be married.
Jim? Engaged?
That's what it just informed us.
I'll be jiggered. I didn't know.
That seems very peculiar.
What's peculiar about it?
Didn't you tell me that he was your best friend down at the warehouse?
He is, but how did I know?
It seems very peculiar that you didn't know that your best friend was engaged to be married.
The warehouse is where I work, not where I know things about people.
You don't know things anywhere. You live in a dream. You manufacture illusions.
Oh.
Where you going? Where you going? Where you going?
I'm going to the movies.
That's right. Now that you've had us make such fools of ourselves, the effort, the preparation, all the expense, the new floor lamp, the rug, the clothes for Laura, all for what? To entertain some other girl's fiancé. Go to the movies, go. Don't think about us, a mother deserted, an unmarried sister who's crippled and has no job. Don't let anything interfere with your selfish pleasure. Just go to the movies.
All right, I will. And the more you shout at me about my selfish pleasure, the faster I'll go. And I won't go to the movies either.
Go then. Then go to the moon, you selfish dreamer.
I didn't go to the moon. I went much farther. For time is the longest distance between two places. I left St. Louis and followed from then on in my father's footsteps, attempting to find in motion what was lost in space. I traveled around a great deal. The city swept about me like dead leaves, leaves that were brightly colored but torn away from the branches. I would have stopped, but I was pursued by something. Perhaps I am walking along a street at night in some strange city before I have found companions, and then all at once my sister touches my shoulder. I turn around and look into her eyes. Oh, Laura. Laura, I've tried to leave you behind me, but I am more faithful than I intended to be. I reach for a cigarette. I buy a drink. I talk to the nearest stranger. Anything that can blow your candles out. For nowadays the world is lit by lightning. Blow out your candles, Laura. And so, goodbye.